So we'll just wait for people to come in. We'll see how this works in the morning here because for me it's 10:30, practically 10:30 a.m. and I don't know if what's the best time to do these live streams on a weekend, which is Saturday. We'll find out. Hello, hello, people. We're waiting for some more people to come in, but it's starting. Um, Type a message in. Good morning. Hello, Lee. That's right, people. People type a message, hello, whatever, something. That's how we get things going. Hello, I can't pronounce J. Rodriguez, maybe? J. Rodriguez. The name's kind of, well, the words all, there's a lot of words there with a JR. I figure it's J. Rodriguez, and then there's a PM at the end. We'll wait for some people to come in, more people to come in, because before I get into anything. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday study. Yep. That's right. I got burned with the TSLA, but I'm not too worried about it because when I see another signal that I like from it, we'll make our money back in it. That's the only thing I could say. I mean, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, Lulu. Like I said, see, beautiful. Lulu confirmed. Lulu was a better, solider setup. Tesla. Don't forget, Tesla. You make a lot of money, but even that entry that I did talk about getting into, I mean, it was working. By the way, the plan was working, but it happened. It could have been that because they pulled the plug on a lot of stocks that day. But it probably other factors. It doesn't matter. You know what it is? It is what it is. I mean, but I've had way more great winning trades in Tesla. But I'm not going to go and deny things like some other people might deny, because what I tell you, we win more than we lose. That is a fact you can't deny, and people studying my stream will deny it. But we do lose. You never hear me say 100% because there's no such thing as 100% wins. Not when you're trying to make a lot of money. You see, not when you're trying to make a lot of money. And the best traders in the world will tell you that's true. But they can't say they're 80% correct though. They'll be happy with 50% correct. Take a small loss being 50% correct. I'm talking about 80%. There are times I'm 100% correct. Miss Lulu and the X November Steel calls. Yeah, they look good. No, Lulu. By the way, go see my Lee. Go see my new Lulu video. Because it's good. It's a good video to explain things to you. I think Lulu is just it may it's set up to go much higher than that first pop. I mean that first pop we are in. We'll consider that like an earlier entry. But it was an entry. Then there's a real breakout. Now we know Lulu hasn't really broken out yet, theoretically, but she's signaling and she's preparing, my opinion, to really break out. We are in already making money in it. Yeah, I think the best way to position it is depending on how good the setup is. But yeah, you want to kind of go in with the same amount, or sometimes less. For example, something like Tesla. I go in smaller with Tesla because it's you know it's a faster moving stock, and yeah, you make more money, but you can also lose more money. Then when you go in something like an X or a Lulu, they're easier to trade when they confirm, and you know, you can. I usually go in the same amount of size, or sometimes bigger. It depends on the cost of the option. Well, Lee, the key is to buy at the confirmation zone. The confirmation zone is the safe zone to buy. Okay. I'll give you an example. Caterpillar, people. You know, this, Lee. You ask a great question, and so I want to tell you to show you how important it is a good setup is. So you see, Caterpillar, there was a plan we got into this day here. Okay, and it opened up strong. They pulled it back, but they ended up properly, so the trade was fine. Now, I even talked about a stop about what was that, around the 119 area. We never got there, right? It was one, and then they brought it back up because the signal was that. Now look at the stock. After that, those were for October 20 calls. Look those October 20 calls, 300% after 1 month. That is called analysis skills. Not play the decay and, you know, all the stuff that some people think that they can do. That is a super trade, and I talked about this, and that's called strong analysis skills. Even after that option plan was so strong that even those 120 calls, 300% after 1 month. That's what I pride myself in, my analysis skills. Yeah, you see, remember, Lee? You know those same calls that I talked about? They went up 300%, Lee. Okay? Just to show you the analysis skills. There was more trades. I didn't talk about more of them, but why I talk about this Caterpillar is if anyone did the research on that, I got to make a video, but I should have made a video on this, but that's what I'm about. My plans are about direction. Now, some directions are for a few days, because the beautiful thing about options is they give you incredible ways to make money on $3 to $5 pops. This was a $10 pop, but created 300% gains. 300%. So what's that mean? So if you invested $3,000 in that idea, that turned to $9,000. And people don't make this kind of money. Now, they don't always happen, but they do. And that's the style. My style is in direction, not little rinky-dinky day trades of these people. I have a whole different philosophy. That, to me, no day trader in the world, no one could have done what I could have made. I talked about, look at my plans, every plan. But if it doesn't work out, what do? We take our profits and move on. But they have, and look at J&J. You know, I talked about J&J, and look how well J&J did. There was another entry, I never bothered with it. People, I know what I'm talking about, beyond anybody out there. You know, you study my streams, man. You see, you know, look at J&J, where J&J went, right? Now we didn't bother. We were playing this part. Then there was a new signal to get in over here, and look where it went. I never bothered with it, but I'm just saying, was I right about J&J? Sure, I was. I mean, all my plans, if I see there's direction, but sometimes things fail for whatever reason. The market does, but in reality, that was the bullshit move, and the real move was here, and that's the way it is, people. You know. How do you trade? Well, you know, what I did is I studied. You know what? There's so many variables, Kayla, that this is what I'm realizing. My ideas and plans go way beyond what I start with. There's just that I cover other ones, and I'm making money in other ways. Listen. A lot of people don't. What I do, there's more to what I do, and I'm starting to realize how much more trades we can do with some of my plans already. Is like Caterpillar. Caterpillar was really should have been a multiple couple 100% gainer, could have been split up. I know I could have done that, but I didn't bother. I was focusing on other stuff. But when I look at it, I said, look at this, how many more gains could have been made in Caterpillar. So that's the kind of stuff I'm working on, people. A lot of great stuff. the market's always changing, but the my system is adaptable to the market change. So for example, a lot of people are struggling with the SPY. They can't accept the market's going higher. They're waiting for a pullback. Do you notice my plans keep looking for the higher next one that's going to break out? This is a strategy, people. Okay, I'm not guessing the tops. When the market keeps going higher, that's the high flyer. Now, high flyer tries to guess tops, and that's why he has to use all these strategies and is completely wrong and is getting decimated in the big picture of things. He makes crumbs compared to my plans, crumbs. And that's why I'm trying to tell you people, there's more to what I do. And if you look at some of my plans, especially the ones that confirm and do well, they go up huge. And so this is why Lulu could do a lot more than the targets that I talk about. That's why in my new Lulu plan I talk about two different variables. On confirmation though, if I believe if Lulu confirms my plan, it will not only go to one of the targets I'm setting out for the shorter term, but longer term it will go even higher. And it's set up that way. But if something doesn't work out, do we fight the market? No, we take our profits and we move on. But every plan I make has that. It's about direction, about getting to a target. That's why PowerTarget trades, people. My name, everything I say, there's a reason for what I'm trying to explain. Capiche, people? I don't understand your bottom bounce setup on stocks like Lulu. Can you please explain? It's not a bottom bounce. I mean, it just happened to be a reversal signal that I see, and it worked, right? You know, my instructions, everything I said about Lulu worked. Actually, we had to pay higher to confirm my confirmation. It was lower. It was for 60, 50, 61. We actually had to buy in the 61.30 area, but it didn't matter. It was a strong confirmation, and it worked even better. You're never going to understand everything I'm doing because no one really can see everything that I see. What I'm demonstrating is the power of my plans in such a small amount of ideas, but they're highly accurate more often than not. And this is a strategy in itself. You have no idea how much study and experience and techniques I'm putting inside of this stuff to do that. And that's why people have to use all these bull call spreads, all those because they can't do what I'm doing. What I do is superior to what those people do. Anybody that has to use iron condors, they have no skill compared to PowerTarget trade people. No skill. Or people have to pay the decay or all that stuff. They're catching crumbs. Look what that caterpillar. Look at people. Anybody study that caterpillar plan? Tell me who makes the most money. PowerTarget trade does. That's who does. Without understanding setup, sometimes I'm losing conviction on your trades. No, then you have to have faith in my. If you're not studying my videos, then that's why you're losing. That's why you have no conviction, right? And don't forget, I'm not a full-fledged service right here, right? I'm not a full-fledged service. But if I took it to another level, you'd make more money. Anybody would make more money. But what I'm trying to do is just to demonstrate. If you're not making money, then you're not managing your money, and I know how to do that too. But that's not what what I'm doing already is already beyond better than most services that out there anyways. No one really, people just use rules, but I found the market. That's why I make video updates. I find the market is more of a it provides new signals. I look at the market on a daily basis, and things can change. Just like Apple, for example, Apple changed when it failed my 160. Right, the story changed because it failed the 160. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So you have to be adaptable to the market. It's not a fixed position. It's an adaptability, adapting to the market. That's why people can't understand the higher, it's going higher, and they can't adapt to it. They don't know how, especially the people with even with people with sometimes with people with more experience, they don't understand how to adapt to markets. They looked at history of things, but this market is very unique and different than prior bull markets. And so for I adapt to it. I can adapt to market conditions. Many people don't have this skill. This is beyond the skills of most people. They don't know how to adapt to the market conditions. Okay, it's because of what I study, right? If you study with me one-on-one and see what I see, you would be blown away. I say I got into the Apple November 17th. What I'm trying to, a lot of people may never understand how I can do what I'm doing, because the thinking is very different. What I try to do, I'm going to try to give you an example. What I try to do, people, is understand what the market is saying, not fight the market. Like, for example, the high flyer, who has been proving himself incorrect on his, but even though he says he's so good, the fact of the matter is, he doesn't know how to adapt to the market. He only knows how to opinionate the market, and I don't do that. I adapt to the market. That's why when I saw Caterpillar making up that, listen, people, I'm going to put this up, Caterpillar. Trust me, what I'm telling you here. Just like I explain, people, I explain the SPY in IWM, right? Because I have my thing, right? What did I say about the SPY? I use the IWM as an example as well. Netflix is still setting up. That's how it's looking. I know key pivotal points. It's just not an easy. It's not easy for me. It's easy setup right now. We need more information. This conflicting information, but it's going to make itself clear to me, Tony. I told you I adapt. I never force anything. Just because I say Netflix is going to go higher, I wait for that signal, because Netflix can change its course temporarily, just like Apple did, right? Right, Tony? Didn't Apple change? Listen to me. I never anticipated that Apple was going to go to 156 and make the pullback that it did. But what I did know is that there was I did realize that there was a pullback coming in that day. But and the pullback was deeper than I anticipated. That means the market gave us another signal. Do you understand? That's what I talk about. I adapt. Adaptability. You have to adapt to the market conditions and signals. That's what I do, and that's what a lot of people are not doing. They're more static. I'm more adaptable. I adapt to the situation. And my system adapts more quickly to the situation. In fact, I am learning more and more from my own system to adapt faster. But it's a mental state. Human beings, we do not know how to adapt. We need to adapt faster to the market conditions. That's why people are getting crushed. They think or people are shorting the market when the market keeps going higher. And the high flyer can't understand the market because he doesn't know how to adapt to the market. Oh, you see, Lee, because you're going against the market. Look at people. You didn't listen to my video, did you? Then, if you're getting crushed, you're listening to the people who don't know how to adapt to the market. That's a great thing. Look at Lee. Honestly, I made a video talking about this day. I said this is a very bullish signal. Don't fight the market that it's overbought. People. Oh, it's overbought, but they don't know. I look at more things that people listen. People don't see what I see. What I see is advanced. It's advanced, and I know I will crush anybody trying to go against me, plan for plan. They cannot. I know, and I'm keeping and advancing, and I will advance in a way that will I know what I have. I know what I have is powerful, because the way I adapted to the market with the IWM, I'm calling for higher prices, and was I not right, Lee? You are listening to the wrong people, and that's why you lost money in the puts, and for all the wrong reasons. Okay, Lee? But I made a video, Lee. You should go listen to my video if you want to see the power. Okay? The power is in my videos. You listen to me word for word, because what I put there, I adapt quickly. Do you think that I'm going to, if I see the market changes something, I adapt. I don't fight. Listen to me. You don't fight, you adapt. People aren't adapting. You got crushed because you're listening to people who don't know how to adapt. I never said to short the SPY, the IWM, did I? I'm talking the markets. I said I'm not focusing on the IWM and SPY, but I say that the IWM is telling us something. And I said the IWM is telling us that the market's going higher. And was I not correct? October, what was it, that video? Actually, let me show you, let me see something. 1 second here, people. Let me see if I can pull it up here or get another I want to show you something, people. You know, people don't want to understand something here, but I want to show you something, people. You know, I want to show you, Lee. I want to show you the video that you see this video here, SPY IWM. Go listen to the video, and if you want to be freaked out, if you want to see the most accurate analysis on stock twits than anybody, and I simplified it in a way that anybody could understand. Go listen to the SPY IWM market review, October 14. When I decided to make a market review, and I explained support levels. What if the SPY breaks out? What did I say? And targets. Everything I said was almost like crystal ball. No one can do this kind of stuff. That's the proof is in the videos. If people understood what I was doing, if the banks would understood what I was doing, they would say, let's pay this. Let's have this guy, run $100 million for us. Well, he'll make us a billionaire. They don't understand themselves, people. They're run by moronic people. That's why they have traders losing all kinds of money for them. You heard of the scandals on the banks, right? That's how powerful. That's how powerful this stuff is. Because what I said about the IWM is too accurate. Too accurate. Let me get to the my live stream here. Because when I moved to show that thing, and again, it's there for people to see in the video. 1 second, people. Live stream. I'll get some more. That's what Jamin Diamond Scott Bitcoin is a scam. Well, like I said, people, I put these plans, and they're serious plans. Everything I say for a reason. I saw tons of put activity versus calls, and the Fed news blew it up. Well, whatever you're looking at, I'm looking at the way I look at it is this. One of the best indicators I have are my strict criteria of plans, and when my plans keep confirming, it's telling me one thing: the market is bullish. The thing about my plans is that they are powerful indicators themselves. That's another trick. That's another secret right there. But my own plans are powerful indicators of the market. Okay, people. So have we been making great gains and stuff like Netflix? That's a powerful indication. You need a lot of money to move Netflix. You can't move Netflix up like that with baby dollar bills. Okay, people. It's being bought up. You don't bring the SPY up, and the IWM is not going up. It's going up. Look at here, people. Whoever told you that the SPY thing, they don't know how to adapt to the market. They have no skill. I crush them. I smash them in pieces. They lose $1 million against me. Who told you that advice? They can't adapt to the market like PowerTarget Trade can. See that? I told everybody this. I said, go listen to that IWM video and be blown away. Listen to word for word. You say, holy mackerel, this guy almost sounds like a crystal ball machine. Although I don't have a crystal ball. It wasn't, but it was close to it as a crystal ball analysis. No one mentioned the numbers that I mentioned. Look at the resistance number, support number. I said 254. As long as we don't break and we go above, the SPY goes above. Let's put up the SPY. Word for word what I said, people. Word for word what I said. This is what I said. I said as long as the SPY was up here, I said the SPY is consolidating, and as long as we don't go below 254, and then there was another level. We never touched 254. Look at this day here, people. We know the market was dropping. Look at the low, 254.35. Okay, that's right, Lee. Visionary alignment. This is scary. This is, You tell me who's coming up with this stuff. But the problem is people don't understand what they're hearing. A lot of people don't. If people understood what I'm doing, but they don't, because even we think the hashtag high flyer understands what I'm doing. His thinking is so warped into the old school and into the small picture, not to the big picture, that he catches crumbs comparison. If he would listen to me, the guy would make triple the money that he makes, triple. But he's too stupid to realize that, people. Again, I tell you, this market, 90% lose because they don't want to learn to adapt to the market. I learned from experience. I learned one thing: adaptability. It's not about, it's not a simple overbought, oversold, over this. It's not about that. It's about adapting. And many can adapt. And this is the proof. How I adapted this market is proof of it. That's why you want to stick to following and listening to my plans, because my plans have this kind of thinking involved. I keep telling people, let's study the videos. Everything I tell you is the truth. But if you don't want to listen, when people there's you need to learn. There's two ways to learn in life: the easy way and the hard way. If you want to learn the easy way, listen to what I'm telling you. You listen to a guy with lots of experience. I know what I'm talking about. I have psychology. I have psychology. I have a good the psychology. All my theories are even based on psychology. The psychology, the mentalness, the mind. Well, you wait for it. If it gaps up, we wait. Now again, it depends on the situation, Kayla. You see, remember I tell you adaptability, depending on the situation, right? The questions. See, there's no one. Here's my point, Kayla. I can't give you a specific answer because it depends on the situation. Sometimes that gap up, like for example, Lulu, that particular gap was okay because where it gapped. Okay. And then first of all it paused for about 5 or 10 minutes and then started running up, and that's how you know too. When they gap up and they're dropping, you wait for the reversal. So there's just so many variables, but if it gaps up, you wait. You see the stability, you enter. But if they gap them up and they're dropping them heavily, then that's the gaps you want to avoid. What are you looking at near term? I posted new plans already. First of all, Lulu is still hot on the map, and I explained why in the video. You should check it out. And JPM, the bank. Now, listen to me, people. If the bank stocks are bullish, like JPM, do you think that's a good thing for the market or a bad thing? Think about it carefully. It's a good thing for the market. It's a very bullish. If JPM wants to if JPM wants to run higher, that's going to be good for the market. But if you look at the SPY, do you see the way we went higher? The market's going higher. It's going to go to my targets, just like I said, just like I said, people. The name PowerTarget is the name of the system I called it. And then PowerTarget trades. The names I came up with are to try to describe what I'm about. So they're all important to me. Everything I say or do, even you see the new logo from that's a follower of mine, Fernando. Yeah, but GS isn't the strongest. GS probably can do well, but I like JPM right now the best. I'll revisit. I'll watch GS as well, but I like JPM, and I think JPM for a lot of people is a safer stock to get into, and you can make great gains in it. That's why I chose JPM. I chose JPM as I thought it would be the safest thing for my subscribers. That's why I chose JPM. But listen, people, if the banks are strong, how is that bad for the market? You see, Lee, yeah. That's why you want to listen to PowerTarget, Lee. I'm the best. I'm the better than a lot of people out there. And the people, again, even the people that are even the pros, many pros out there don't have the skills of PowerTarget. They don't. I already know this already. The reason being is that I'm thinking adaptability. I keep talking about adapting to the market, and I know how to adapt to the market. Now AMD, I don't like AMD. It's not. There are better stocks than AMD. See, I don't think if I saw AMD to be really good to get into, then I would talk about AMD. I think there's just better stocks, to be honest with you, Stefan. You know, that's just how I am. I just focus on the better setups, and my system teaches me that. When every time I deviate any way away from my system, I lose money. You have no idea. Like, my system teaches me. And I tell PowerTarget Trader, you see, the system warned us about this, but we decided to do that. I'm telling you. All I do, every time something doesn't work, I look, why did it not work? I study everything, every movement I make, my own movements. I study everything I do, everything I say, I study it. I study everything I do, everything I say, from so many, and that's why I'm able to. I figured out what I was able to come up with the visionary lines because of the way I study things to understand why, and then I realized that the filtering it down, that the best ones work this way, and that the lucky one, that to focus on the ones that make the most sense and not the things that when they don't, and that's part of the system too. Yeah, I do this full time. Yeah, this is a lot of work doing what I'm doing right now on the free. What do you think, Luna Light? This is all time consuming. You know why I'm doing that? To help people understand, you know, to put trust in me. I don't have any opinion on Bitcoin. That's not my thing. My thing is the market, the options, which is so many opportunities. You know, I look at the market as endless opportunities. For the ones who study, the opportunities are endless, and I consider it the highest profession in the world. Highest profession. Let me ask you something. If it was all about fundamentals, then those university professors would be billionaires. Well, why can't they use their knowledge to make a fortune in the market? Because the market is way beyond them. It's the highest profession, higher than doctor, lawyer, you name it. The doctors, the lawyers, all the biggest monies, biggest monies in the world, they go to the people who know how to make money in the market, to make more money. Bill Gates made more money in the market. He had someone manage his money for him. He doesn't know anything about the market. The biggest money is in the market, people. And you got to have the best. It's the highest profession. So don't kid yourself. You have people running hundreds of millions of dollars. There's a lot of you got to have a lot of knowledge and stuff, right? So it's a high profession. Should I continue to hold and sell before earnings? For what? Cat? I don't know. You know what? Cat? I don't. You know what? I don't bother with stuff like that because theoretically Caterpillar should continue to go higher, but it's run up. We don't know whether that run up is the end of the run up. What I do know is that I like making money in plans we can make money in. Like I mean, I was able to make a plan to make 300% in Caterpillar. I think that's pretty good right there. Wouldn't you agree? That's what I'm interested in, people. I'm interested in things we can see and make money inside of swings. You know, the beautiful thing about this system is if we can find any stock that can make a swing of 2 to 5 points, you can make hundreds of percent gains on your money. That's what PowerTarget Trade is about, people. Great job, Alito. That's what I'm telling you. I can do more stuff. You know, this is the first time I see you live stream. I've done more. Yeah, I think I found the live streams are kind of good because people are they like to hear me speak to them and then or answer a question. And then on top of them, I can give guidance again, even though I say a lot of things. Sometimes, you know what, we love to hear the thing. You know, as human beings, we love to hear the same thing over and over again until you know, sometimes you got to hear something in your head 100 times before it clicks. For some people, right? And that's okay as long as it clicks. Some people it never clicks. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people never learn. You never hear the story and they never learn. Or some people, or they learn when it's too late. They'll say they retire and, oh, if I only wish I listened to PowerTarget Trade, but it's too late now. You know what I mean? The people have a lot of people have regrets in life because they say they finally realize it, but it was too late. I have a lot of stories like that I could tell. There are people who regret things because they regret things that I've said, and then I see them 5 or 10 years later. And they said, you know what you told me was 100% bang on. I just didn't understand it. I didn't believe it. Like I tell you, people, let me tell you something, people. The reality is, people don't know what they they don't even know. Sometimes the best thing could be right in front of their faces, but they're too blind to see it. The reality is, people are not too smart. This is the reality, people. The best thing could be right in front of your face, and you could be too blind to see it. But what I try to do is open the eyes of the smart, the elite, the top 10%, I call it. A lot of people will not be able to open their eyes to what I'm able to say. They will not be able to, because their mind is too closed. The best thing can be right in front of your face, and you won't be able to see it. And I'm telling you, people, I'm telling you the truth here, people. People are blind out there. Look at the world of chaos we are in. There's so much chaos in the world because people, are blind to the truth that if you would follow the rules if you go to church, okay, and if we follow the rules, the 10 commandments, okay, of God, do you think this world would be in such chaos? Okay, now this is a different thing we're getting into. I'm just saying that people, we don't know right now. If you think about it, when I sit and think about it, I go to myself, man, if people would pay attention if people would live life according to the commandments that were set forth for us, would we have this chaos? Thou shalt not steal. Well, people go and steal from people, but are we not breaking the law? God told us don't do these things, but we decide to do it. Look at what happens, right? Chaos happens, right, people? But that's another thing. I'm just saying, like, sometimes what I'm getting at is the best things are in front of you. My point here is that's a simple way to explain it. Why did it fall Friday? Well, it fell for some fundamental reasons, but technically there were warning signs. P. Jacobson, AAPL. So let's talk about Apple. Okay, so I talked about this being a pivotal zone. Well, Apple was starting to base above this pivotal zone, but they lost it. So what we need from Apple is more information. So Apple still is in a pivotal zone, and the pivotal zone is between 158 and 155. The question is, do they want to take Apple lower, or do they not want to? And we know what? We don't know. We are in what I call a pivotal zone. Although Apple is bullish, the big picture, Apple's going to go higher, it doesn't mean that Apple can't test lower. That's my point. I'm just saying it can happen. Again, I'm adaptable. I adapt, I change to the situation. Now, if Apple, I've said this many times, I believe if Apple starts to get above or hold above 158, okay, so a closing above 158 minimum, that all bets are off that Apple wants to go lower, and Apple will try to test could try to test the 165 area again. But right now, I don't know. Though P. Jacobson, I made a warning about Apple. I actually sold my options this day here because we failed to hold 160. That was the warning, and my system and the way I look at things warned me of this, and that's why I posted the warning. But at the same time, I gave people a choice because you know what, it could have but you know what, the warning was correct. Sometimes, you know what, I could say a warning and the market and the stock goes up more. They say, why did you tell us to sell? That's the thing, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That 9 out of 10, that nothing's 100%. That I say 9 out of 10 times when I see a warning that I don't like, my stats show me something that we will get the pullback. So what do? I just take my profits, and if we don't get the pullback, I even told this to Power Trick or Trade Shia on Friday. That if we're going to have to pay for the we're going to get the pullback, or we're going to have to pay for the proof. I decided to pay for the proof, and you know what? Again, it saved me a lot of money. That's the power of my strategy, people. No, it's not a double top. It's in a chop zone, P. Jacobson. That's why Apple has been hard to make money in with options. And I've been complaining about that, but because its signals have been... So it's this is my opinion right now. It's in a massive chop zone, okay? It's not the easiest stock to make money with options now. And I think I think that things are going to change once earnings come out. If I see anything new, I adapt to the market. But right now, it's kind of like, it's very clear to me that it's very choppy. There's a lot of it's too choppy. Whereas something like Lulu, or X, or JPM, these stocks are much more clearer. Capiche? You know what I'm saying, people? And so if, but again, we want confirmation. And there's more chances, easier way to make money in those ones right now. Now, when I see a better opportunity in Apple, I will announce. But right now, I see a lot of chop in Apple right now, and we need one more day of action to give me more of a clue. I will make a plan, people. Don't worry, I will make a plan. But there's no plan for Apple right now because I want more. I could guess Apple. Look, I mean, we can make a plan, say if it breaks one. But you know what? I don't want to talk about Apple because Apple's not the best setup. I posted better setups that I think are really hot right now, and that's Lulu and JPM, because the banks are important. How low could it go? I said, you know, right now there's a strong support for Apple. You know. Well, the first of it's 155, but then it goes to 154 to 153, and then it's possible to go here. And I don't know whether they want to go there, and that's not my game. That's not my job. My job is to figure out where is a good opportunity to get into something, and then let's go into it through confirmation. That's the system, not to guess what's going to happen. A lot of people were guessing the market's too high, like what happened. Like for example, like Lee listened to somebody on put options, and they got burnt. And that's because they think that the market is too high. Well, you know what? The market can keep going as high as it wants. You know, the market's going to do it. And just like Apple, look at, you know, people. I made lots of bull. You know, everyone should know that I'm an Apple bull. But I'm not going to fight the market. If I think that Apple needs some time or it's going to pull back, you see, but I know the big picture. Do you know what, people? Big picture. I know the stock's going higher, but it's going through a phase. I believe the next earnings will be the shift. In other words, when we start to retrend properly after these earnings are out, after the iPhone X gets released, we're going to start to, in my opinion, retrend and make it's going to be easier to trade Apple, in my opinion. But right now, it could be difficult until earnings come out, and I say until I see a new signal. Because it's been difficult, honestly. Apple has been this earning quarter. It's not been the hard much. It's not been the best trader compared to it's not been the best trader. Not like it was before that. Like not like back in July. You know, I had so many winning plans because you know why? Apple was working much smoother. And it's not moving smoother, but I know why. I can see it in the thing, but. And it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Well, you know, let's put up the Dow up here. I know I'm not looking at the Dow because the Dow isn't the most important thing to look at. IWM. If you look at the IWM and the SPY, right? Let me simplify things for you people. Look at this day. This day tells you everything. Okay, think this is a pivotal day. The market's going higher from this pivotal day. Are we? Ask yourself a question. Here's the close, 147.44. Are we above that or below that? That's how bullish the market is. And plans are confirming, and the app and JPM is going higher. So the Dow can just chop around. There could be pullbacks, but I'm not going to look at what the Dow is doing. I want to look at what individual stocks are doing because those are the best signalers. Look at X Steel, finally looking strong, right? You know, that stock could do very well. It's a very low risk where it is, and you know, it's a stock picker's market. You know, there are things that are going down, but there are things, the right kind of stocks are going up to support this market going up. For the IWM to do what it is, believe me, this is a very powerful signal. Look at the volume here, people. Look at the volume here. People aren't looking at the IWM. Don't look at the Dow. Look what the IWM did. You understand, people? You're looking at, see, people are looking at the wrong things. I don't just look at what the IW did, but the individual stocks. A lot of the right stocks are going higher. Look at Netflix. Look at people. Look at NVDA. Look at this. Now the high flyer thought this was high flying over here, right? Being honest with you. Guy was shorting, and you know, and look where we are today. High flyers can keep going high. Same with BA people. People were thinking BA. I'm telling you, I was getting a lot of flack from morons about BA before 200, even before 200. I swear to you, over here there was this run, and then over here, and I was talking about it going higher, and back in the 203 area, people were giving me flack. It's too high. It's a high flyer. And look where the high flyer is today. You follow me, people? That's because people don't know how to adapt. They're thinking that you can't equate shit stocks like Shop to BA. BA, it's different animal. You got to listen to what the market's saying. The stock is saying, not what the morons are saying. Look at AOI. I'll tell you why AOI was a shitty stock. First of all, I don't trade. First of all, look at the volume here. 1 point, and you know another reason why I don't like this. This stock, it doesn't trade very well with options. I find when stocks have crappy option trading, I don't like them too much. Like Shop is another junky stock. So yeah, if someone was bearish this stock, they were bang on right with that. But the reason is, look at the first of all, this doesn't trade with a lot of volume. Now, when it sold off on heavy volume. You know, we don't know that there was even, they sold on an extremely heavy volume. So this is a junky stock. But BA or NVDA are not junk stocks. These companies can make a lot of money, and that's why the market pumps it up higher, because they're strong stocks. You follow what I'm saying, people? And anybody new, make sure to subscribe so you can open up a YouTube account. Don't just view these streams. You know, participate in them. So you open up a YouTube account, and also make sure you look at my created playlist. You're listening to gold here, people. You ask me questions, I tell you honest answers. Do you have any good books for trading? No, I don't, because I don't think books are. There are. I answer this question, and I mean, there are good books out there, but that's not where I learned this from. I learned this from. I got ideas from other traders, but where I really learned this from is the market itself, studying the market. In other words, studying why things work and not work. So it's a lot of self-study, because a lot of people lose money through their own psychological thinking. They believe what they want to believe, like the high flyer. He believes that the stock is a high flyer, and so that's why that's it. And even though it's going up for good reasons, he wants to think everything's the same. And he's a great example, because not everything's the same. That's my point. He doesn't know how to adapt. And if you would understand what I know, and he probably has a lot of books that he read, but he's still failing. Psychological, what I did was study the market. What I think I've studied, or what I think I understand or see, is beyond any book out there, in my opinion. Beyond. And and it's teaching me, and I study, and it's teaching me. I'm studying something very unique and new that's never been done before, in my opinion. It's the way how correct I am more often than not. And sometimes I'm wrong, because I'm really not picking the best of my system rules. So I study this fact, and it's a mental thing, because don't forget, sometimes when you make mistakes, you discover new powerful reasons. Because if you ever hear a lot of top traders say they never stop learning. Well, I developed the system that teaches me differently. It's through market action. It's something unique, anyways, people. And the only way you would learn what I'm saying would be a one-on-one with me. Basically, really, it would be one-on-one. But that's, again, I found that this is the reality, is most people are better off learning what I'm telling them, how to understand how to take my plans, and just taking them. And you could actually still be a better trader from that. You can read some books, but in the end, it all comes down to, are you going to take action? Are you mentally ready to take the action? And do you understand about support, stuff with support, resistance, and stuff like that? That's about all it really is. And then, even if you know about support, resistance, can you make plans? Now, most people can read 100 million books, and they won't be able to make the plans like I do, because I have so much experience. But I studied key things key powerful things that keep producing are correct in these market conditions better and better. And the fact of the matter is, because I know because I'm able to adjust to the market the way I am, I know my skills are exponentially higher than a lot of other people. Now there are people that are pretty good, but there's a small group of people that are at this level that I'm talking about. I can't, stuff. The work I put into it, it's an investment. If the only person I've shared this system with is Power Trigger Trade Shaya. Power Trigger Trade Shaya knows, and I can tell you from him. I mean, the system proves him. It teaches him things all the time too. He starts realizing, you know what, it boggles his mind too, what I'm teaching him. But it's a one-on-one thing. But he made an investment, and I can only have a certain amount of people with me. What I'm offering people is the vision. What I'm offering you is what I'm seeing is trust. I'm showing people, look at you put your trust in my plans, and you can make a lot of money, and that's all it's about right now. And then when I take it to another level, everybody, if everybody, when we get, it's about finding enough of the right people, and then taking it to another level, and that's what I'm working on right now. Shaya Shaya is a follower of mine that made a lot of money. Okay, I'll tell you this. This is the story. Shaya basically was, he was following me for many years, and then basically what happened was he started going between my system and other people. He started realizing that when he would listen to me, he would make the most money. And then one day he decided to go. He told me, he shared with me that he just made $30,000 in a trade, and I go, $30,000? Yeah. He goes, he explained me how much he invests with. And so, long story short, I said, wow, you have this much faith? He said, yeah, your system is gold. And basically what happened was, he came to realize after 3 years that what I was doing was the best thing, and he started putting a lot of money down on my plans. This is a true story, people. It's a true story. And then I offered him I told him about it, to make an investment. Would he want to work with me one-on-one to learn how I'm doing all this stuff? And we've been working on this together for a thing. But he's also very busy. He's a professional, and but he is if there's a guy that was really a market guy, it's him. But he's we have our demons to think, but when he follows the system rules, he makes the most money. And so Power Trigger Trade Shy is a guy who I share. We talk one-on-one. He sees my charts, everything, and we talk about things to the letter. That's who he is. Yeah, I don't know anything about Bitcoin. Everything's about options for me. Options. I find that options are a very powerful tool. I look at Power Trigger Trade Shaya, no word of a lie, 60K on a GM trade. This is last year. No. Power Trigger Trade Shaya doesn't. I do the. He just studies with me right now. Yeah, but Jake, but it doesn't matter what Yellen says. The proof is in the banks, JPM. That's the proof right there, okay, people? And the proof is in IWM. Capiche? You understand what I'm saying? I can tell you a statistical reason. I'm not gonna. I'm a statistical. I don't know. I'm not a fundamental guy. I'm a statistical measurement. In fact, what I understand is more powerful than the fundamentals. Okay. I know it's more powerful than fundamentals. I told you people, if it was all about fundamentals, and why aren't the professors in the universities billionaires? Think about what I'm just saying here, people. Just think about carefully what I just said. The market is beyond. just fundamentals. It's beyond it. Beyond it. It's beyond it. There's no. It's not just based on. Its logic is different than anybody else's logic. Look at. I'll prove a point here, people. Look at. Let's talk about Apple, and it's a perfect example. You remember Carl Icahn? Now, Carl Icahn is a multi-billionaire, right? Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't know how to adapt to the market conditions, you're going to be wrong, okay? He said Apple was a no-brainer. You remember, people? And then he bailed on Apple. Do you remember this, people? That's the proof to show you that he has a lot of fundamental analysis skills. Doesn't mean he knows everything. It's beyond fundamentals, people. It's way beyond it. And what I understand is beyond the fundamentals. It's beyond it. I'm trying to understand what's beyond fundamentals. And beyond fundamentals are statistical measurements. That's what's beyond. That's what I'm trying to tell you, people. Think about it carefully what I'm telling you. Just think about it. You cannot deny what I'm saying. The guy's a billionaire, right? He's got massive fundamental information. Why is it that he said Apple, he decided to bail on Apple? He thought it would fail. But he said, but he did this when Apple was going through that crisis and it was, remember, below 100. You remember that, people? And guess who stepped up? Warren Buffett, right? But not Warren Buffett, the new young people who understood things. It's told Warren Buffett, buy Apple. Okay? Because Warren Buffett, that guys, that's not his thing. But he has hired new people to tell him to buy Apple. Okay? What I'm getting at is that you have people with great resources like what's his name? Carl Icahn. Well, why is it that Carl Icahn was wrong about Apple? You know, Carl Icahn would have made a whole bunch of money if he had just held his Apple investment. Would you agree, people? He sold around 100. He made a big stink about Apple going to 200, and then the guy bails at it. Come on, man. That's to show you. So it's not just about. It's more beyond fundamentals, people. Because if it was simply by only fundamentals, then the scholars in the universities, the professors would be multi-billionaires. They wouldn't be teaching. They wouldn't be teaching in school. They teach in school because they don't know how to do anything in real life. You know, the people who are the trendsetters are things like, look at Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates was never a professor. He didn't even finish school. But the guy is the richest man in the world and was able to make massive change. It's beyond what people think the school system is teaching them to be smart. No, it's not. It's how you think. It's beyond what people think. People are educated donkey. That's my opinion. Think about what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying, if you think about it, is powerful. It's powerful facts. I started realizing this stuff a long time ago. I said the world is wrong by the wrong people are in power. And why do you think we have all these problems and issues in the world all the time? If the right people were running, if people were running things the right way, and if they were so intelligent with fundamentals, and why is there so many problems in the world? If this education system, if we had all the fundamentals, because people aren't following the rules, people. I'll simplify it for you. I simplified things, people. The best things are right there. If we followed, listen, people, if we imagine we put all our money into health, into making the world a better place for the human beings instead of into war machineries to blow people up, how much better would life be for people? Because people don't follow rules. They complicate things. They think the theory is everything. It's not. It's the great mind thinkers like Elon Musk who try to solve problems and build. But then people use this great stuff for the wrong reasons. That's why the world's so difficult. People make it difficult, and we spend so much money on military action, and we have people poor on the streets. You tell me how does that make any fundamental sense? You follow what I'm saying, people? So the market is not a logical thing either. It's not perfectly logical. It thinks differently. It thinks forward thinking. So you think one thing, it thinks another thing. Capiche? Comprende, people? My system is based on, can I understand what the market is saying? Can I adapt to the market? And a lot of people, they cannot adapt to the market. That's why they keep shorting it and they keep getting it wrong. They're not adapting to the market, people. What I'm telling you, people, is gold, powerful stuff. Gold, powerful stuff. Okay? Beyond anything you can learn through any book. Because I'm talking the truth. The truth. It's simple. Let me ask yourself the question. You go read the Ten Commandments. Listen, people, carefully. Go read the Ten Commandments. If you lived your life through the Ten Commandments, do you think how differently would life be today? Just think about that right now. Okay? I'm simplifying things right now. But we as a human race, we when you add greed to life, okay, that's why we have all these problems in life. Anyways, I know I'm getting into a philosophical thing, but that's the reality of it is, people. It's greed, right? If we weren't so greedy as we wouldn't have all these issues. You know, I study the market to try to say I taking money from the people who don't shouldn't have the money and putting it into my pocket or to other people's pocket. That's how I think of it is. But there's a saying, money is the root of all evil, right, people? Anyways, people, you know, anybody have any questions on the stocks? Yeah, that's right. The option expiration could be also a reason. I believe the reason, based on what I'm looking at, is that they want to keep Apple down. In fact, Apple will drop for one reason sometimes, just so that they make money on the options. More. You know what I mean? It's just. Um, it's again, it's part of what I'm seeing. I know what to me, an Apple pullback is really a gift, and it's not my decision. It's up to the market right now, but it's only a gift. Yeah, the love of money, Tony, is that's why health is important. You know I at least put a message of health to people. You never hear anybody really say that. And I actually show that in my, I kind of represent that in the way I look. Um, but way I achieve that is through really healthy eating. Like I eat a lot of the right kind of foods. For example, like avocados and the healthy fats. There's a balance. And the thing is without good health, like I'm a master at health. People, when it comes to no, I'm not a vegan, but I'm not against vegan, but I'm not vegan. I do eat a lot of plant-based foods, like my broccoli and all that stuff, my vegetables and all that stuff. No, but I'm not. What I'm saying is, I think I've tried a lot of different diets though to learn. I found that I tried to be completely vegetarian, and I found that I tried it. To be honest with you, people, for health reasons, right? I found that it's not healthy. I mean, for me, anyways, for my body, I would become weaker. I think that we need you need a balance of all the you need a balance of protein, carbs, and fats. Okay, you need a balance of all that, and you need vitamins and minerals, and you got to have a rich potassium diet, you got to have your mineral. You got to have a nutrient-rich diet. Basically, that's really what it really comes down to. And I also think that intermittent fasting is good. Because so these are health tricks that are I think are the best methods. Intermittent fasting and eating healthy foods. Not some people do intermittent fasting, but then they eat a lot of junk food because they build a calorie deficit. But if you look at me right now, you see you can see that I'll tell you right now, I've been doing intermittent fasting for years. Do you see my body? Does it look like I'm you see you see my physique? It's um, yeah, I do cardio. Yeah, I do a 16-hour, 20-hour fast, and then I eat. But I eat healthy foods, avocados, healthy fats. I eat meat though. Yeah, I steam the vegetable. I steam broccoli. My son likes eating broccoli. Yeah, man, these streams could be fun. I could talk about the food with people, and so maybe the stream could be about the market and food. Yeah, well, you know what? I look like a, but I'm not a, you know what? I'm nowhere near like, okay, bodybuilder is a different thing, but I mean, I'm just not. I mean, compared to some, there's guys out there, but they're on the steroids and everything. I mean, they're just I don't compare to a lot of guys out there, but I am the top 5% of the male population, though. For health, like I'm natural. You can see I'm completely natural. You see you can see it. You can really see I'm natural. But you know, but I'm very well developed. My back is very. I'm only 185 pounds, but I'm lean, lean and strong. Not as strong, my physique, my body is just looks the same as if like I was 20 years old. But I've been working out for over 20 years, people eating healthy and learning new things. And you know what I'm about, people? You want to know what a power trigger trade is all about? I've always been into investing. When I was 18 years old, You have no idea if there's someone to follow and listen to, it's Power Trigger Trade. Because if people knew my story, and many people don't know my story, I was updating charts by hand. I would then listen to a phone, and I was doing commodities first, which is like insane. But I made money in that still. But commodities, and I would write down the closing price and make decisions on volume and stuff like that, and patterns. Nothing to the techniques and technologies that I have now in front of me. And then I also made my first investment. Listened to a newsletter from John DeSauer, and I made 100% of my first investment, and I fell in love with stocks, and that's where my passion is. And I said, if I go to work and I can make 100% of my money every year, I can grow while I work, I can grow my money. And I realized at a young age that going to work wasn't going to be enough. You're going to have to invest your money. Okay, at 18 years of age, I understood this stuff. I was doing stuff. I was looking at stock. I was looking at charts, but not like on a computer. I was actually, we had paper copies back then. That's who you're talking to. That's the kind of person and then what I had to learn through things. There was nobody doing these videos like I'm doing, like what I'm doing. Nothing like this existed back then. And if there was, you had to pay for it, and there was nothing close to this. I can tell you through honesty that nobody has done anything remotely close to what I've done for free on this Twitter and stuff. And that's why I say people are blind to the fact, because if people understood the power of what I'm doing, oh my God. People are blind. You can have the best information in front of your eyes and you won't see it. They won't see it because they're blind to the facts. Story series on YouTube, yeah. Why not? For some people who want to hear, what, I may only it may affect one or two people, but you know what, the way it goes in life, you affect one person's life in a positive way, and God does. God realizes that. God knows everything. He knows if you do something good or bad, right? So that's how I look at it, people. Like, I make these plans for good reasons. I don't do them for bad reasons, right? If I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And why not somebody with heart, with heart and soul, that really believes in what they do, that's gone through what I've done? Why not? It's what I say. I think there's a lot of junk out there, and I'm better than the junk, but they don't know that. They may know the junk, they don't know me. Yeah, of course I'm religious. I'm a Catholic. I go to church all the time, on Saturday. That's as I told you, people. I believe if we live the life of if we live our life, well, I'm telling you, I do, anyways. You want to live. If the more you live your life towards God, the more your life will be better. That's all I'm telling you. If you want to ask me, it's true. It's true. I realize that. As I get older, I realize that. That's right. I've been crafting it, but you know what? It's really been developed the most because of the tools I have over the past 5 years, I would say. But I have certain things I learned through a massive study over the years that to this day work amazingly well. And I learned some powerful secrets that are amazing, that keep working in these markets. And so that's why I'm so optimistic that whatever I know, or whatever I'm learning now is very futuristic, I believe. If there was a way I thought to myself, Elon Musk talked about us plugging into computers, like plugging in our minds to the computer. I believe I will be able to create a system so powerful that it will destroy anything out there, in my opinion, with my mind in a computer. Who knows what it would do? Because there's so simple. There's certain things that I see happening. Like you see, remember people I talked about Goldman Sachs, eh? Now talk about how free. Now that's something I knew, but I applied it with the visionary lines as well. Now I told people about Goldman Sachs reversing and the targets of 225, and that's what happened days later. That's powerful, and that's true. I called for the now there were multiple other plans, but I didn't. But what I'm getting at is that there was a reversal over here, and I was calling for that. I posted a plan that's going to reverse, and it worked amazingly well. But that's through an experience of some things I look at, and bang on correct, and something that I learned like a long time ago. But then I also infused it with other things that I know. So it's a combination of so many things. Lots of deep study. Lots of deep study. Long-term position is Apple. That's a big position for me. I've been in Apple before the 7-to-1 split. From the run up from 100 to 1,000, I've made 1,000% gains in Apple. Well, really 600, because then then what happened is and then I rebought it. I remember Apple used to trade in the 500, 594. It used to be a much more expensive stock, right? And it moved more like a Tesla. Then they did a 7-to-1 split, and I've been an investor. I reinvested it before the 7-to-1 split, so that for every share you got, you would get 7, right? But Apple costed expense was so, and then from there I just I've been making money even to this day, right? And then you're getting dividends and all that stuff. So it's my long-term position, Apple. And I've also made millions and dozens and dozens of Apple plans. That's why you can call me the Apple Pro. I've caught I've caught a lot of great plans in Apple. But for me, it's really about my system. It's not about Apple anymore. It's all about the visionary lines and my system and ideas to catch directional moves with options to make great gains. Because I think there's more money to be made with options than the physical shares. What do you mean, what else do I have? What do you mean, Stephanie, what else do I have? You got to type it. Oh, honestly, right now, that's it. Everything else I'm in is short-term positions. Because Apple is one of the best companies you can get into, I think. And then Apple is honestly, I mean, let me put I'll tell you why Apple too. Do you know that my wife doesn't really like that's the only stock she'll invest in is Apple. When I told her to get in, put her money into something, the only thing she would put her money in would be Apple. And she's made a lot of money in Apple. That's one of the reasons. Just to think about it, you own shares from $100 a share, and the stock goes to 1,000. But she didn't want to get rid of it, and I told her you gotta sell Apple. And she finally did. And then we bought Apple about $100 after I told her where to sell it, and then we've been holding Apple since then for shares. Meanwhile, I do option trades and all that stuff. So people, you know how it works live chats? You have to chat, you have to type. Now, if you're not a subscribe, if you got to subscribe to the channel, so you can participate. Because I try to do these live streams to see if it's helping people, and so far so good. I noticed that there are people who are subscribing, and but what do you think about AMD? I think AMD, I like what they're doing, but I'll be honest with you, um, that to me, it's AMD's in a very highly competitive market. Nvidia makes graphic chips. They're up against Intel. Um, so it's hard. I mean, they've done really well. Don't forget that AMD has made a huge run, and a lot of and the only way for AMD to go higher is they gotta post some astronomical numbers. They gotta do some good growth. It's hard for AMD. I mean, I'd like to see it succeed, but they're up against. I mean, they happen to get their foot, but the last time AMD got ahead of Intel once, and then AMD leapfrogged ahead of them for years. Then Intel slowed down. That's what the mistake Intel's way of doing things. They now have to, but once they ramp themselves up again, who knows? So, but right now, and Nvidia is a very powerful company. I mean, I want AMD to succeed. I'm just saying, it's just about money, though. The problem is, Stefan, it's all about money. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not getting into that. Again, you know what? I'm not a fundamental guy. I mean, I take fundamentals on the low level, but I'm more of a technical, statistical measurement. That's why we can make more money than the people who think the market's too high, don't understand that the market is not, they're not the market's the market. If Jesse Livermore made a quote, the right side is not the bull side of the bear side of the bull side, then why are people making shorting the market when the market wants to go saying to go higher? Because they're not following the rules. I told you, they're not adapting to the market. It depends on the setup, Ed. It all goes to the setup. A setup and the stock movement. That's how I do it. It's based on the setup and the stock movement. So then I choose the option, and then look at how the options trade, and a lot of things. Like, I check a lot of things first, right? And it's to try to put us in options that are going to give us the to make it safe and a good return. For example, I chose the Caterpillar October 120 calls, because I love the pattern, and I made a deep video. You should go look at that video, Caterpillar video, by the way. And the options did 300% in 1 month. I'm in Toronto, Canada. Most of the people who follow me are in the U.S. Most people are from the U.S. I have different people, but the majority of the people who take to me are from the U.S. That's what my stats show. I think it's like 60% follow me from the U.S. I mean, there's people from Canada, there's other people, but I'm saying the U.S. I have, Saudi Arabia. I've had people follow. I have different people, different all over the world that follow. But the statistical measurement shows that it's mostly the U.S. and that's the market that I focus on the most. Is, so all my stocks are U.S. based stocks. If you realize everything is based on U.S. So it doesn't surprise me the U.S. people follow me. Yeah, I do. IBM, I think it's bullish. Just the problem is it's I'm looking for an entry. Man, the run up has been huge, and I was um, the it went from one even when it gapped up on the earnings, it went from 157 to 160. And the options, the 160 November 17 calls, they gained 100% that day. Um, since then, I'm waiting for I'm hoping, but it hasn't want to relax at all, and it's just gonna it could relax any time. I'm looking for a safe entry in IBM. ADB, I think it moved a lot. Sometimes if you miss things, right, and you don't can't get a safe, you know what it's about, Tony? It's about safe entry. I'm not going to catch everything, people. There's just too many things that are happening in the market. I don't need to. What I learned was you need to catch what's like. Look, I was in Lulu, for example, and if I'm catching 40% gains in something quickly, I mean, that's as long as I can identify and catch stuff, which I can. That's what I prove in my system. Within a small selection, which most people get into, I know I have a system that can help more people make money. You know what I'm saying, people? Like, that's a fact that I could help anybody, whether their account's small or large. TGT, no, because I know why I don't want to talk about TGT, because I haven't talked about it, right? I think the best thing to do is talk about stocks that I've actually talked about, because that's how it helps the people. It's like a dollar. It's like it depends. It depends on how many contracts you buy, but goes down to like a dollar. You sometimes, you buy one contract, for example. Someone buys a contract, they charge you a dollar. To give you an example, but then if you buy more, obviously if you're buying 10 contracts, you could be paying like less than that, even less than a dollar 50 cents a contract. So you do the math, right? Depends, So the contracts it gets cheaper as you buy more volume. Like if you just buy one, you buy one option. You may that's for example, they may charge you a dollar, or but then if you buy 10, you may paying $5. You're paying $5 for the 10 contracts. So it's not even a dollar a contract. You follow? When interactive brokers, their fees are cheap. You convert let's say you want to convert US dollars to Canadian dollars. It costs a few bucks to do that. But if you go to the bank and you ask the bank to convert your money, they take a 4 basis points off you. They rob you. You know what, why you should people should open up an interactive account just so they can trade they can to convert their money. Let's say you want to convert currencies. You get robbed by the bank. If you convert your currency from the bank, you get robbed. You convert your currency through interactive broker, it's cheap. They charge you a small fee. A very small fee compared to the bank. The bank charges you an arm and a leg, man. They charge you 10 times what interactive brokers would charge you. So interactive brokers isn't just for stocks. You can trade any market you want. It's a powerful broker. It's a very sophisticated broker. I've been using them for a long time. I don't use the banks for anything. The banks rip you off. Interactive broker, you have to understand, interactive broker's business is that they make money through transactions, and they're just getting they get a crap load of they get so many transactions from so many different traders doing so many different things, and they make a lot of money. So interactive broker specializes in trading in any of all markets. Like if you want to trade the Canadian market or any different, for example, any market, you can trade it through that platform. You can trade commodities, you can trade futures, you can trade anything you want on that one platform. Most platforms can't do that. If you see what I'm saying? So you can convert your money for very small fees, where the bank charges you an arm and a leg to do that. Yeah, there is. I mean, if something goes against, like you get into a trade and something's going against you, uh, you get out. Pretty much. If it goes against you, like at a level it shouldn't, that pretty much, yeah. There are hard rules. Sometimes you get into a trade. I'll give you an example. It's happened. I've gotten into trades that they don't work right away. Something goes wrong. They pull back more than they should. Get stopped out, and then they actually run. I've had that happen. Very very rare, but yeah. Sometimes you get into something and you have to get out pretty quickly. It's rare though, but it can happen. It's not a dumb question, Ed. It actually, these are things that can happen. The market is very, like I told you, it's an adaptable organism. It adapt. Look at that. Listen, a lot of people did not expect, and nor did I expect, that Apple was going to come and gap down like that. I assure you that. Nobody knew that. I knew that there was something wrong in the price action, but what I'm saying is I didn't know it was going to pull back that far. All I said was 159 to 150, 159 and a half to 150, 159, but they happened to pull it back more, so I had to adapt. You understand, Ed? That's why I talk about adapting. You can't be rigorous. You have to adapt to the situation. That's why my system is more adaptable. That's why I make plan updates, because I'm adapting to the situation. Sometimes we have to pay higher. Sometimes we have to pay lower. I'm adapting to the market. That's what I believe. This market, you have to become more adaptable to it. That's why people are not making money. Even people with a lot of experience cannot adapt to the market because their system doesn't know how to adapt to the market. See, like people were telling one of my followers to go short the IWM. He said he lost his money. Well, but if you listen to what I said, you see that my words are more correct. What I'm saying, I'm more adaptable and I'm more correct than I'm not. And I know that. And how do I know that? Well, one of my followers telling me that someone told him to go short the IWM. Well, if you listen to PowerTarget Trade, you realize that PowerTarget Trade was the most accurate of the people out there. There are people who are more online like me, but they're a lot less like me. They're a small group of people. There are people like myself that are elite mind thinking, and I see that right away. When I can tell a elite guy from a yo-yo guy. Like for example, the high flyer, I think he's a donkey. And then there's some smart guys, like there are smart guys out there, and I can tell right away, but because they sound more adaptable to the market. And so those are the best guys to listen to, the adaptable guys, not the guys who tell you that this is high flyer, SPY, let's short, and then the market goes higher. Or grandma, algorithm machines, blah blah blah, and not realizing that the SPY isn't the only determination why the SPY goes higher. SPY going higher. IWM helped the SPY too. Don't kid you wrong. You think IWM crashing would help the SPY? You think about that now. Look what the IWM did, people. And I said that I put an update with a sharp plan. And who was right? PowerTarget Trade Sandro correct again. More often than not. Of course I use stops. That's exactly what you should do. Sometimes this is what I do. I put a stop. I go, okay, I just know where to put the stop zones. That's the thing. It says if the stock does this and the option will do, I put it out. You know what? Sometimes that even saves you from getting out of the market. Again, that's a good question. But see, these are a lot of factors that require way more than what I'm like. There's just so many things. I can give you guys generalization, right? But yeah, stops could be used. You just put a stop on your option value. Like for example, let's say you're up. I'll give you an example. You say, you know what? If it goes against me 30%, I'm out. For example, and so you put a stop at your option. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say the options are $200 a piece, and you realize that the option shouldn't go. You don't want the option. If the option was to go below a dollar 170, and you know what you're looking for, support and everything, you say, you know what, I'm going to put a stop at 170. If it goes below, if and then what'll happen if the market takes you out, there's something wrong. And a lot of times I just put my I put stops in place. I walk away. I avoid getting stopped out because the market can't stop me out, and then and things keep going higher. Again, this is experience of where to put your stops and all that stuff, right? Again, I think it's not a static rule. It depends on the situation. You notice I don't talk in static words. I talk in adaptability. And if you want to make money in the market, you have to become more adaptable to them. That's what I believe you have to do. That's why I make what I make plans, I make updates, right? Because I'm adapting to the situation. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it helps anybody out there. Like that's the whole purpose of this. And I'll probably be answering this question. I'll be saying this hundreds more times, but you know what? I will continue to tell it because I tell it how it is. I tell it how it is. Tell the truth. I don't lie. Tell the truth. I'm telling it how it is. I lose money in something. I'm not going to tell you I didn't lose money in it. It's very obvious. You know what? You can't. It's very obvious. You'll know I'm losing money or making money. It's very obvious. There's no doubt about it. You know I'm losing money or making money. My plans make it very, very clear if I'm making money or lose money. That's the truth. So why do I got to tell people? I talk about the positives. Why I got to talk about the negatives, right, people? I'm just gonna post a live stream. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know whether this live stream, like even Saturday, like there's, I think I had a better turnout on Wednesday. I think Wednesday seems to be a very hot day. I don't know what it was, but I've been trying out streams at different times, or different types of the day, um, well, or different times that I could do them. And Saturday right now, yeah, I'm gonna keep. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna keep doing them as long as it produces. I see a positive thing, because my videos are powerful as it is. It's again, you know what it is. It depends on if it helps for growth and it helps the right kind of people. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. But if it's not doing that, and what can I tell you? It's too time consuming. These are time consuming things. I could be doing a lot more other things. In order to do this live stream today, I had to do extra work yesterday. Midweek recap. Yeah, but Lee, if you know what, we'll see. I'll try to get the word out to people. If people don't take the time to come in their day on Saturday, so they may not want to waste their time. They may say, you know what, I don't want to go to a thing because I got to do this and I got to do this, that. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's how people think. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I could be, I could be putting out gold, and it would help them make but they say, I'd rather go and watch a movie, or I'd rather go and do something else than go to that live stream for 20 minutes and ask a question to me personally. You can ask me a question on a live stream and I'm answering it, right? But I'm going to look to see how to use live streams to help the channel, really. I like Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah, I don't know. Sunday, I don't know about Sunday, to be honest with you. It's Sunday, I doubt it. I get tired too. Like, I can't just be doing this all the time. Yeah, because I gotta focus on. I'm in Canada right now. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah, it is. It is. And it can change. Something, and that can change. For all we know, Saturday could become more popular. It's going to take statistical measurement. Right now, Wednesday is the number one. Has been, in my opinion, has been the number one day. And then it depends how many new followers I get when I do a live stream. I mean, I look at all these facts. How many new people subscribing? But for me, it's more quality versus quantity. What's the difference if I get 100, crappy subscribers versus 10 top ones? I'd rather get the quality than the quantity. That's to be honest with you. Even when I run something, I already know the numbers will be, 200. Like I told you, the majority of the people, in my opinion, are going to fail in the markets, even if they have the best information right in their faces, because they're just too blind. Hopefully, some of the words that I say, it wakes them up from the slumber. I believe most people are sleeping at the wheel, and I tell you this metaphorically. But imagine you're going through life, you're sleeping, you cannot see the light. Your eyes are closed. Hopefully, the light, the person's kind of at a REM, that they wake up and they see the light. I'm metaphorically speaking here. Yeah, yeah, it does. I'm pretty sure it does. But my channel, as it grows, everything's going to change. The statistical measurements can change. For all I know, Jennifer, they can change. They can change through the live streams. That the live streams are going to be the key to get more of the high quality. So, for example, I may get 10 quality 10 super quality um, uh, subscribers that will want to get involved in anything that then that's worth it for me. Versus, some people looking at, like, they got to get hundreds. No, I'm not looking. I'm looking at I realize that it's the quality versus the quantity. Um, you can do that, but the problem with paper trading is um, that it's there's no emotions with if you it's really, what it comes down to, is just, you can paper trade to see for yourself how things work out and how you're handling things, but in the end, you don't make any money when you do that. And you still don't learn anything either. You learn, to be honest with you, Jennifer, the human people, the human species, we learn more through pain than through. That's just the reality. Is we don't. I mean, most people, anyways, I should say, we learn through our pain more than through, and that's the reality of it. So you can do all the paper trading in the world, but you need to just understand a method, and you can just simply watch and see things. You can paper trade, but you're not making real money when you do that. So it doesn't. You're not going through the losses and the gains. So it's not the same thing, because it's not there. You see, you're making $1,000, you go, big deal. But when you're making $1,000, for example, it's a different feeling to you, right? Then you look into, okay, how much do I want to risk here to hold for more? Do I want to take all the profits? Different. So that's what I think about paper trading. I never did much paper trading. I honestly just put the money in to work, learned from pain and suffering, and and um, and I think that's the way. Honestly, let me put it to this way. I'll give you a true story. So Dan Zanger, okay, before he made it big, here's the true story. The guy lost $400,000. And I believe the reason why okay, you say, wow, he lost 400,000. Yeah, but he lost $400,000, but he learned from his lot, and he put, and I believe that if he paper traded, he would never become the trader that he became. I think he became the trader he became through the loss of making mistakes with real money. That's my opinion. And I've lost lots of money in the markets myself. To get to come to the rules and to say what I say to you people, it's through loss, through pain. You understand me, people? Through deep pain. Yeah. You learn from the pain. You never learn from the paper trade. So that's what I say about paper trading. It just, they make people say, oh, you don't lose, but it doesn't matter. You don't lose or win anything. So then how's it the same thing? Right? But if we think about it, the best traders would probably tell you that, you know what, I'm the way I am through the pain. And so here's another thing I will say. I think that God has, people say, well, why do we, I think God has us learn things or go through pain in our life, or not pain, but struggle, to realize, to make us a better person. But this is what we do with our knowledge that counts. Right? So what I'm telling you is, again, that's what a lot of traders may not even think, but I think this way too. I think you think that if God is on your, not on your, if you want to be the best trader in the world, is it better to have God on your side or to have God not on your side? I don't know. I don't know. And I think having him on your side is better than having him not on your side. I don't, you know what I mean? Or even acknowledging that he has something to do with it too. So that's the kind of person I am. That's how I think, anyways. Because I believe that. I believe that the way I think, or how I came to these realizations, is through the trial, is through the is going through the lessons in life, dealing with people. What I learned is doing the right thing is the best thing. That's what I learned from when you do the right thing, that's the best outcome. When you're honest, that's the best outcome. Yeah. But that's in everything in life, Gabe. We learn, honestly. Can we learn? See, the problem is people don't learn from their mistakes. For example, let's say you go, you get the cop pulls you off for running a stop sign. If he said to you, sorry, so officer, I won't do that again, you won't care. But if he gives you a $100 ticket, the pain of paying that $100 for that ticket makes you think twice about running the stop sign again. Would you agree, people? So the cop stops you. Every cop stops you, and you say to him, I'm sorry, officer, for running the stop sign. Nah, he says, here's a ticket, yo. Don't do that again, and you can lose a point on your damn driver's license. I'll give you an example, right? And so then you got to pay higher insurance fees. Do you think that you're not going to be more careful now when you drive? And why is that? Through pain? Because that's why why do you think we have cops stopping people? Why do we look at people drink and drive? Why do you think there's these heavy fines for? Because they didn't learn from a mistake yet. When they learn? When it's too late. Look at that guy who killed, there was a guy, I'll give you another story. There was a guy who killed a family, drinking and driving. Now, we've been told, don't drink and drive. But do you think he learned his lesson? You know why? Now he learned his lesson. Now he's in jail and he lost a fortune. The human beings are stupid. We're very stupid people. Why do I tell you we're stupid? Well, look at the war. Look at how we have all this technology, and yet we have so much suffering in this world. So what am I getting at? It's how we try to, it's how we deal with with things. We don't learn. We still don't learn. Look how many wars we've had. Did you think we learned? Did they learn from the pain of that war? Well, actually they do. You see how they try to stop wars. They try with negotiations, because they know how painful wars can be. You see what I'm saying, people? That no, we don't learn. Study shows we don't learn through simple. We learn through our mistakes. But the question is, do you learn from your mistakes? And that's the reality of it. That's right. But you see, I'll tell you the truth, Ed. You know why I use credit cards? To make money with them. Do you know that you can get, if you, now some people, they buy a credit card, they say, you know what, they run a big debt, and then they have to pay these huge fees. And the credit card companies love that, because they got to pay 20% interest on their thing, right? Now me, I use credit card as an investment. I make money for using money. Do you know that you can get paid percentages of what you purchase? So every year I make money for borrowing money. I actually make money by borrowing money. That's how you make your money work for you more, right? But you have to be a person that is is using the credit card in an intelligent way. Now, some people, instead of using the credit card, and they have to learn the hard way. They say, "Oh, I can buy, I'll buy that thing right now. I'm gonna get a credit card, get it," and then they don't pay the bill, and then they rack up a bill that's double what they're like. They have to double pay it between their, you know what I mean? So then they learn the hard way. Then maybe they become a bit better with their money. I don't know, but you see what I'm saying? People like. I just found that investing made me more investment savvy, where I would I would think of how do I make more money? Like, okay, how do I, and in terms of, okay, why buy, if I need two, if I need 2 boxes of cereal, for example, why do I just buy one if I can buy 5 and get a deal? And I'm going to eat them anyways, for example. And so that's how you make your money work for you more. Example, that's still investment minded. So I'm a very investment environment individual. So if I'm going to invest my time on something, like if I'm going to do a live stream, I'm thinking in investment minded. What is it going to bring me in return? You see, people, it's investment minded, but I'm also doing something positive at the same time. But it's still an investment minded thing. I'm saying, what can I do that's going to do the most positive thing and bring the best return in investment of my time? Because that's what everything is, an investment of time, just like the market, right? Now let me hear how many traders are speaking like the way I'm speaking, like that. And if someone doesn't like the way I'm speaking, well, they're not for me, right? I'm talking the truth. I'm speaking the truth of the world, of the way life really is, from experience, right? I'm a family man, so I know about I know why marriages don't work and why they work, and everything's work, relationships and dealing with it. Life is a lesson. We always learn. So what do I tell you, people? Live the life of live the I don't know. I mean, I'm a Christian. Live the life of the church. Because you know what, we're all leaving this place one of these days, anyways, and so all the money in the world will make a difference. So if you have no soul, you have if you have no what's the word? If there's nothing more than you than that, then that's it. For me, I use the money as in a positive way. If I have money, I can use it in a positive way. Donate money to help people with money. So money is a tool. It's just a tool, but it's nothing. When you don't have your health. So if I have all the money in the world, right? So if I have all the money in the world, what good is it? So you see me with the but I show myself looking good and all that stuff, but or with a little bit of comedy. But you know what? There's a lot of work into that, because I worked out for over 20, and I know what it takes, and I have that discipline, mental discipline, to work out. So I know this, and this is what makes me a better investor, or better than most other people, because I have mental discipline. And to work out for over 20 years and look the way I look year after year after year, I'm not some guy who was just out of shape. I've maintained it. So what? People get into shape. I've seen people get into incredible shape and fall right out of shape. People, I have so much experience in the physical fitness world. I could tell you stories on end. I could talk for hours on both. When it comes to investing and physical fitness and health, that's my specialty. There's stuff I know. It's mind blowing. For the thing, and I'm right on a lot of things. I'm right on a lot of stuff. People who doubted me to tell me, you know what, when they see me again, they say, you were right about everything you told me about the fitness and this and that. They told me you were right. I didn't listen. I didn't believe you that time. I drink a lot of water. The first thing I do in the morning is drink it's good to drink a liter of water in the morning. Hydration. If your urine is not clear, it's not good. You got to be hydrated, man, because we're all water people, right? Hydration. You need essential fats. People are shy away from fats. You know, if you're a man, you want to eat avocados. Capiche, people? You know, avocados are shaped of your, you know what? Shaped of your balls, right? Why do you think they are, man? Good for your, you know what I'm saying? So eat avocados. Capiche? That's right. You know, I don't look the way I look for no reason. A lot of hard work went into that. Lots of hard work, my friend. And I did it for years. And I have the mental discipline to do it for years. And years and years and years. That's why I can be a good trader, because you need mental discipline. And I got good mental discipline. And my system tries to teach me that too. Everything I do is not done before, and will never be done before. You know, unless God chooses that for someone else to do that. Do it that way. Well, I do strength training and cardiovascular work, so it's between 1 day strength training, 1 day cardio, 1 day strength training, 1 day cardio. You know, it's not the length, it's the quality. Look, there's so many strategies on working out. I could go on and on and on. That's something. I actually offered people something. You know, if they wanted to come and get that kind of training that special training one-on-one from me. And again, when it comes to health, people are not. That there's not a big, like, people don't invest in their health enough. I think they put that as an afterburner, and that's the biggest mistake you can make. It's the most important. Without your health, it doesn't matter. Look at Steve Jobs was a very rich person, but his health, he never really took care of. I'll be honest with you, people. The reality is he never took care of himself properly, and that's why his body failed. That's my personal opinion. When you eat fruits only and whatever, when you eat a crappy diet the way he did, he ate things that, even though they may have been healthy, your body needs more than that. That's why we have all these different foods, people. I've come to the conclusion that you can't just be low carbs and all. There's just, it's not true. In terms of health, it's a balance. It's really a balance of the right foods. I've come to the conclusion that it's a balance of the right foods. In fact, a lot of the things I'm saying would decimate many health authors out there. But people are very stupid when it comes to the human health as well too. This is, to be honest with you, people. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you how it is. Stupid. That's why we have a health epidemic out there. Because people want to believe they want to believe there's a balance thing to this. There is no secret. There is a balancing thing, and overdoing it is not good, and not underdoing it. There's a balance. There's a certain balance in doing the right things, is my approach. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. Yeah, I do it because I believe it's healthy. I haven't eaten anything right now as I'm talking right now. All I've had is a coffee so far since last night and I go and work, and I can go do a workout, no problem, and then come on, then I would eat. And then I look the way you see in the picture. That's exactly how I look in the pictures that you see. And I've been so intermittent fasting, just it doesn't make you big. Okay, look I'll tell you one thing. No, ripped is not. I'm not ripped either, because you can't. Too low of body fat. I mean, I'm lean, but I mean, I'm too ripped is a bad thing. You don't want to be too. Ripped is only a guy going on a show. But getting too ripped, when you dice your body that's unhealthy either. It can, on a natural level, it can wreck your testosterone levels. Okay, so if you're too ripped, then you don't want to. You know what I'm saying, people? You don't want to have any. You know what I'm saying? So there's a balance, and that's another misunderstanding. I tell you, people. Look at, just like the investment world has a lot of misunderstandings, so does the fitness world. I'm a master at both, people. And I tell you, people don't, even if you tell people the truth, they still don't want to get it. They want the easy way out. There's a balance. I worked hard to look that way, and I've done it for over 20 years. And that's a feat many people can't claim to do. Maybe less than 1% of the population have done what I've done. People get into shape. Maybe some people get into shape after they're 55 years old, but they were never in shape when they were in their 20s. I've looked the way you see me look. I actually look better now physically than I did when even in my 20s. I was actually, because my nutritional understanding is better now than it was when I was younger. I understood nutrition was important when I was younger, but I was more into trying to get bigger only, and that's it. And the information wasn't the same back then too. Well, how old do you think I am? In terms of thinking, we're looking how. Yeah, how old do you think I am? Yeah, I played sports. Way too much sugar in foods. Yeah, well, it's what it's the right kind of sugar. Well, Jennifer, it, 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 now don't forget. I don't know people. If I didn't have the beard on, I think I don't know if people has anybody seen me without the beard? Because the beard is a kind of a new look I did. The beard was. Let me tell you the story of the beard. The beard was a challenge for me to have because I've shaved all my life. Okay, if you go on my website, people. Actually, you want. Okay, hold on a sec. I'll show you. Give me a second. I'll show you. I'll show you on my website. There's a picture of me on my website. Guys, if you really want to know everything, it's all there. People, if you did the research, there's so much stuff there's so much stuff that PowerTarget trades. So here's the website, right? I don't really bother with this right now too much, but I'm gonna go down. See that picture here? There it is. Go to the website here. Go to the website and you'll be able to see. You'll see me doing the same pose, and you'll see me shaved. Okay. Go to the website and see it. Okay, if you want to see it. So go to PowerTarget Trades and go and you'll look for it. And if you want to see me, and there's even a video of me doing posing. I've done a video posing. If you do a search, if you want to see. If you go through my videos, there's a video of me posing, doing some muscle stuff. I was posting I did that for fun anyways. And I did that, and I did it as a message to my followers of the importance of your health. So Jennifer, which look do you like? Which one you like, the beard or the shave? Because I've been shaving for the past since 18 years of age, right? I think I started. The beard. It's just funny with women. Some women like the clean shaven, and then some women like the beard better. But the beard is more of a natural state. Yeah. Yeah, no, but when I said my age based on what you think, no, Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's a whole different thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger took his body to different levels. But if I use steroids, then it would be a different story. I don't know what I would look with steroids, right? So steroids allow you to do things you cannot do naturally. But then again, it's not healthy to do steroids anyways. Mid 30s. From where? From the beard? When you say mid 30s, from the beard or from the shaved look? Beards Harley. Beards are supposedly they're a hot thing. It's a why I started growing. My brother challenged me. My brother said to me one day, he said to me, you never grow any facial hair. And the thing about me was, if I grew any facial hair, after 4 days I would give up. And then on the internet, there's been a lot of guys who talk about beards, and there's a lot of support, and they talked about how it's a challenge and how to get through. And I said to myself, you know what, this beard thing's a challenge for me. Can I get through the itchy phase? I look younger with the beard. You sure? Yeah. I look younger with the beard. They say it makes you look. I don't know. I don't think a beard makes you look younger, but it just makes you more. I mean, the beard is supposedly makes you more manly. They say that the guys with that's the argument by the beard guys. The beard guys saying that that a beard makes you look more manly, and then when you're clean shaven, you look more like a boy. You know. And the thing about this, you look young. Of course, I will look younger without the beard. But in the end, you know what the beard does? It protects me. If I was to shave my beard, let's say 10 years down the line, my skin would be. I would look much younger than the people who shave their skin. You know what I'm saying? The beard really is healthier for men. What I started, the reason why I started with the beard, and then I got a lot of different compliments. You know, there are people who like the beard and some people who don't. I think, like I said, people, it's a personal choice. Some people like it, some people they don't. But this beard is only 1 year. I've only had this beard for 1 year right now, straight. I I shaved every year, and to take care. You know what I found with a beard? You take care of your face better. You put like you gotta know about beard oil and beard, there's all this beard stuff, and I didn't know about it until the internet, right? And I brush it, and I have to take, you gotta take care of it, and you take care of your face better, I find. That's another thing. I mean, from experience. I mean, how do I know that? Well, there's people with more experience than me with beards, but now I learned a lot from them, and then from my own self, trial and error, how to do it. The brushing. I mean, it's actually I enjoy it now. It's like taking care of something. I take care of it, because if you don't take care of it, it looks like shit, right? It doesn't look good. A beard can look really crappy if you don't take care of it. Eh? Yeah, it protects you from the sun. In theory, Harley. Let's say I was to shave my beard, I probably have a much younger looking skin than my counterparts who would shave. Now, don't forget, I'll be honest with you, and I hate, and I mean, my skin's sensitive too, but I've been shaving. I have to shave in the shower. I mean, I've been shaving majority of my life, man. I mean, this is only for 1 year. It's the first time I've had a beard, and then I decided to do it properly. I started to learn how to keep a beard properly from people who know what they're talking about. And then I studied, from other people who know there's advice out there that tell me how to keep how do you do a beard. How is BlackBerry setting up for earnings? The problem with BlackBerry is, I think that there's no way to know what BlackBerry is going to say. Is going to have to say something with earnings, and then if it pops over the 11, that 1175 area, but its volume, it's such a stock that I don't know what it's going to do anymore. I mean, in terms of earnings, I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things. If you believe in it, you hope and hold it, right? But I would like to see it. My theory was, I would like to see the BlackBerry get above 1175 properly, and they haven't done what I said. And if they don't, I don't think that's a good sign for BlackBerry, in my opinion. I think I would be a good sign for once that BlackBerry runs into earnings. They would run into that 14, 15 area, but that's not up to me. Its signals are. I look at the volume. First of all, let me tell you, from experience, that volume drop, that's not the right thing. If they would at least start basing with 20 million, then I think there'd be real hope for that company. I have no idea. These volumes don't make any sense. So I don't focus on BlackBerry. Be honest with you. I'm just telling you the truth about BlackBerry. That BlackBerry has a lot of technical, there's good things that I see, but the volume is the biggest problem. Its volume patterns are not, they don't say they want to go higher. And if they did, I looked at another measurement, and if the volume would start to come in, and see, look at the way it only for a few days is to stay above 20 million, and then it drops way below 5. We'll put on BB, for example, right? And this is what's no good. So look at the volume here. 2.5 million. What the hell is that? 3.2 million. Oh, come on, man. What the hell is that? Trust me, I know this stock. This stock sold off on some crazy amount of, like, 200 million on a weekly chart. You're not even gonna crack 20 million the way it's trading on a weekly chart nowadays. That's not good volume to send them. That's not people covering. There's issues with BlackBerry. Well, this was different, this thing, because I did all this talking about the market, about all my other stuff. Uh, but the questions were asked, you know. Maybe some people learned something about the philosophy, something philosophical. You know what I mean? It's not all about making money. If I help somebody on another level, because you know what, if there's someone who can ask me for advice, it's me. You know, I think I could be a good psychologist too. I swear to you, I'm not no kidding. I'm probably a better psychologist than the psychologists that went to university to be a psychologist. Yep, I'm pretty sure I am. Air control, heating, cooling. I missed that BB talk. Care to repeat? Yeah, I just don't like BB anymore right now. I mean, unless BB was to do it, you know, BB again failed to do my other rule. It did not maintain the volume. It didn't do. Look, it went back to the shit volume, and every time it does that, it becomes very. It, I don't like BB anymore, people. I mean, I try to tell people it's just to me. I've given BB so many chances, and this is why I focus on what makes sense and what's the highest probability. There's so many I could, if people on the BlackBerry board had taken my advice on so many other things, they would have made 10 times their money by now. BB has too many problems, and when BB becomes a stock that I think either BB breaks above that 11 zone on volume and runs, then there's a chance for BB. Oh, you missed. You mean you missed the confirmation for Lulu and X? Well, they confirmed right away in the morning. Remember, I told you people the first hour of trading. The best plans confirm on the first hour of trading. So you've got to be ready in the first hour to take action, and you have to do that anyways. If you want to place orders in, you have to do that anyways. You have to be available to be able to put a trade in the first hour of trading anyways. Now, most times they don't trade. Most things honestly, if you look at Lulu and X, they both confirmed within the first hour of trading. But Lulu was better than X. Lulu was a slow confirm but moved itself slowly, where Lulu, once it confirmed, it moved itself quickly. Anyways, people, you know what? I've done a 2-hour long live stream. I didn't talk just about stocks. I talked about a lot of other things. Hopefully that helps people on the personality, what kind of person is behind this. You're not getting a person that's like, there's a lot of junk out there. There's no heart, no soul, and you know they you know. I really care about what I say and what I do. I put the best I can possibly put out there, but you're always up against the unthinkable, just like what Apple did, people. I did not think Apple was going to pull back. I'll be honest. I knew that I had statistical measurements that would pull back, but I did not know that it was going to pull back that far. And that's why I talk about being adaptable to the market. Okay, I was looking at pullback at 159, but once the market pulled back way beyond that, I knew I had to make a change in my plan and a change in my thinking. Do you understand, people? That's why it's called adaptable trading, not stagnant trading. And most people are thinking stagnantly. I think more dynamically. Okay, people? Listen, I'm tired here talking. I'm gonna go. I haven't eaten, which is fine. You know, I could go. If you know what, people, if it, you know what, I could go through the whole day without eating. It wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't harm me in any way because I train my body, you know. But it's healthy, you know. Doing this intermittent fasting thing again required a little bit of mental discipline. But that's what it takes to succeed. Without mental discipline, I think you have no chance to succeed. And my system, my words, confirmation is key, as a mental discipline. It's already built in, a psychological thinking. People, believe me. Many people say to me, you know what, Sandro, I didn't listen to your confirmation. I just jumped the gun. I would have, if I'm telling you, people, everything I say, it's for your own good. It's a mental discipline. Confirmation is key, is no joke. It's no joke, people. Because when it's the most statistical winning measurement way to avoid unnecessary losses in a unpredictable market. I mean, there's predictability into it to some degree, but there's unpredictable circumstances like what happened with Apple, right? Many people do not. If anybody told you they knew there was a gap, that's great. But I didn't see that. That's very unlikely. I didn't think that. I think the market. I thought Apple would pull back that day. It gave me the reasons for a pullback, but it didn't say that it was going to gap down 4 or 5 points, right? Or gap down the way it did. And so therefore the market is giving us more information, and we need to then adapt to that information and not just say, oh, everything's going to be fine, Apple's going to flip. Okay, well, where's the proof of that, right? And that's why you don't want to guess. Because for me, if Apple was to go lower, I'd be happier because it's going to be more opportunities to make money with the options for people. But that's not up to me, right? I'm not in charge of that. That's the market. We need to listen to the boss, the market. So let the market tell. The market. I learned to listen to the market, not guess like the high flyer, hashtag high flyer guy. That guy is guessing. He has mental issues. He thinks he's intelligent. He's wrong, and maybe one day he'll realize how stupid he was. Maybe. Anybody have a quick question? Because I'm gonna get going here. Honestly, it's been but some people ask me, you know what? I may have helped a few people. I may have said something positively. It may have not been a big, but you know what? If I helped anybody out there, honestly, 1 or 2 person, then that's good. I think. Some people may want to do a live stream, and they'll have things like, I got to get 100 new people and whatever. If I do a live stream and it's helping somebody in a positive way, I think it'll come back to me in a good way. Sometimes it's not a big return on your time, but like the saying goes, if you help one person, if there's something I can share with my experience that helps a person, it can. Sometimes something sometimes we say something to a person, another human being, and it can be a life-changing thing. Just 5 minutes of your time saying the right thing can help people, can be a life-changing thing. And that God wants us to help each other this way, by saying things to each other and being nice and all that stuff. And because honestly, I don't like talking negatively about people. But that guy there, he bashes people. He really treats people in a bad way. And I think and I'm like a guy to defend people, because he's really disrespectful to people. The hashtag high flyer guy, I think he's a very disrespectful person. No, I don't have Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I like Twitter. This Twitter is designed for the stock twits and the Twitter, they work together, so it's designed for the stocks better, I think. And then of course the YouTube channel is good. High flyer, if you type in the hashtag high flyer on StockTwits, you'll know who he is. Yeah, I've helped a lot of people. I know I've helped a lot of people. Well, listen, you know how I met Shaya? I'm going to do live again here. You know how I met Shaya? Because my theories helped him. That's how I met him, and it's because of that. Because of the plans, and it helped him. It helped him realize that way I was doing things was better than a lot of other people, and then when he would when he would follow my advice, he would make the most money. And then he invested to work one-on-one with me. He's never seen me. No, Shai doesn't have a channel. Shai doesn't have time for that. Shai just works. He studies with me. I call him PowerTarget Shaya because Shaya Shia invested to work with me. The kind of money that most people wouldn't invest. Uh, but he was smart enough to do so, and I think that it was the best investment he could make. Shia, I met Shia after he made pretty much. He just messaged me. I made $30,000 on one of my ideas, and he put down quite a bit of money on that. Like most people are not going to put $30,000 on a plan, but he did, and so he doubled his money on an idea of mine because he had that much faith in my plans. People, that's how I met Power Trigger Trade Shia. But he also has been following me for many years, and he found out through trial and error that what I was saying was the right thing, was the best thing, and that's what made the connection from me posting the truth, the facts of who I'm about in these plans. That's how I met someone like him, and this guy's an amazing guy. This guy he's got a lot of heart. He's a good person. What an amazing person Shia is. Honestly, this guy is something unbelievable. In my opinion, and as a person, he's a good person. Um, and that's why I think I met him. I think I met him for that reason. Shia met me through my work. I didn't. I met him through my work. My plans, and it got. Now I talk with him. We talk all the time. One on one. And actually, I got to do a meeting with him soon, which is, you know, again, that's the thing I do with him personally. With him, we talk about the work I've been, I share with him of many deep things beyond, but that's because it's a one-on-one thing. Many deep things, because he wants to learn how to. He wanted to. He's actually he's actually the funny thing is that the visionary line system and Power and Shaya, the more he actually it's amazing how he makes the most money when he follows the rules of the visionary line system. It's amazing. My rules and him go if it's like the perfect thing for him. You don't understand, it's amazing, and it blows my mind of it's amazing, and I prove it to him all the time. He sees it all the time. He knows, he's like mind blown by it, right? So, all right, people, I'm gonna go. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully, few people really got something good out of this, not just from the investment, but of everything about other things in life, about health or anything in life, about religion, about living life in a way to help people, not to compliment people. You want to compliment people. Maybe this is a medium for me too. Through the investment world, I can help people, not just through investment, but through philosophical measures as well. It's not like I don't have the experience, people. I have deep experience in these things in life. Because I have organization in my life, I think I'm a person that can speak about it. You know what I mean? And I just believe that. I just believe that the certain things I learned in life were God wanting me to learn that so that I can do something with that knowledge and help people with that knowledge. That's what I believe. Anyways, I believe this. That's the reasoning why we all have a purpose, but my purpose was this health and investment thing for some reason, because that's exactly my strength. My interests were strong right at that young age. I mean, 18 years old, I was thinking about the market at 18 years old, looking at charts. Spending time and working at it in a way that's not it's unusual. That's the truth. Like if I tell you the stories of it, I mean those stories are people will love. I mean, there's gonna be other people gonna want to hear those stories. People hear it over and over again, but they're true stories. I mean, if people knew what I put through to get to how I think, they would be they'd be very happy to trust in their trust in me for their investment, because they don't know the work and pain and suffering that it took to get here. And I'm being and I told you people that the best successful traders went through massive pain before they became successful. You think Dan Zanger was successful? He lost a lot of money. I studied the best traders, okay, and I learned one thing, that your failures can be your greatest assets if you learn from them. And I learned a lot of things from massive failures. Ask anything. Ask Elon. Elon Musk will tell you the same thing. He says people are afraid of. So some of the my biggest discoveries came from failures, learning from them, and the discovering and studying from them. Why do you think I say the word confirmation is key? I don't know if people get it. Confirmation is key. Why does Sandro say confirmation is key? Why? Because I must know something about why. There must be a reason why I say it. That's one of the most powerful strategies of right there, is that right there what I'm telling you people. Confirmation is key. Okay, people? One of the most powerful things I could tell you is that I do thank you. Wow, yeah. Have you subscribed to the YouTube channel? How long have you been a follower? I can't pronounce your name. Well, I think it's Wal. I can't pronounce it. It's W-A-E-L. Wal? Is it Wal? 2 months. Yeah. You know, you want to know something? I'll tell you quickly the Power Trick or Trade story. Shia, you know, Power Trick or Trade Shia, once he started realizing that my plans were helping him avoid unnecessary losses, he started to make a lot of money. So that's why I be who I am. I post what I say. I say what, but these videos that I'm making now, they are way more. What I've done are the most advanced videos I ever made. Back then they weren't like this. These videos are the most power. Everything I put into them, every ounce of my everything I put them. And look at the intro was because of a follower of mine made the intro videos and try to make them more of a different, more professional. He wanted to help give me a more of a professional look to the thing. Although I told him the star is the plan, but he wanted, and so I mean, still it's the plans. It doesn't matter. I can have the best intro in the world with my plans are crappy. They wouldn't make a difference. But I put a great intro to represent what Power Trick or Trade is about. That's why you see everything's important to me. The logo, the intro, and that was all because of a follower of mine was so happy of what I do. Helped him that he wanted to help me grow the channel and spread the word and try to. And he put a lot of hard effort and work to make those logos and videos for me. That I can tell you that's a lot of work to do that stuff that he's doing. And you know what I mean? And he did that because he wanted to help. And that supercharges me. I love that stuff like that. You know, that stuff. Those are things that happen. Though, why you guys are seeing those intro videos is because of other followers wanting to help me. Stefan, yeah. That's the reality. And that's what keeps me doing this. And you know what, people, why I'm still here too? Because of Power Trick or Trade Shia. If that guy didn't invest in me and show me that kind of faith, he blew my mind when he showed that kind of faith in me. And then a magical thing happened. And again, that was God-given, I believe. I think that, you know, God had him to pay attention to me, to line up. And something magical happened. And since then, that's what happened, a massive shift. And I think that's why what you guys are seeing, what you're seeing today is God-given as well. Not just through my work, it's through the grace of God, I believe, that telling me, keep going. Keep doing it, even though you weren't getting appreciated by a lot of people before. There are people who do. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep posting your messages, Sandro. You know, that's the truth, people. That's exactly what I believe. That's why I'm still doing this now, and more powerful than ever before. Through the grace of God, people. Because there's no other explanation for it. Believe me, there was a time I was going to quit this thing. and then I got supercharged, and then I got tons of people. It's amazing, and I tell you, it's the grace of God. So I tell people, we make life more difficult than it is. You just go follow the Ten Commandments and tell me, would life be different if people follow the Ten Commandments? All right, people, I'm gonna go eat. Go study the videos, people. Go study the created playlist. Sandro, maybe make a discussion forum through Discord or something for your followers. Yeah, but I think these type of discussions we probably won't have that much. But you know what? If if did you like what? By the way, Jennifer, did you like what I said? Some of the other stuff, or yes, Gabe, have a good weekend. It's the funny thing about my stream is people come and go. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too. I mean, but I'm only being truthful, anyways. I'm gonna say something that is being truthful. I mean, you can't hide something how you feel, right? Or truly feel, especially if it's positive and it's true of the world, anyways. How it is really. I've seen problems coming 10 years, 15 years ago, especially the way they were going to do the way they sent work to different countries. I knew that was going to be an issue a long time ago. It's common sense, but anyways, it was just a technique for the rich to get richer, really. So if we would use our resources to make life better for everybody, and not just the rich getting richer, which is what's the case, people. The rich are getting richer. And believe me, now it's even the tools are more powerful now with artificial intelligence and robotics. This is the reality. The workforce is becoming more difficult for people, and something like what I'm doing to help people make it will be more is going to be more of a need than ever before, in my opinion, because the world is becoming more. The workforce is going to become more technical savvy. A lot of people can't do that. I mean, look at even a cashier, for example, are getting replaced by scanners, right? So, and then if we having the ability to have cars that can drive themselves, we are in more of a we're in a robotic age, and even the education system is not adapted fast enough to the robotic age that's coming our way. But you want to know something? The good thing about what I know is my system cuts through all these algorithms. They didn't exist as much as they were, like they or as sophisticated in Dan Zanger's day. Yet these methods work consistently, perfectly well. So actually the system works better as time goes on. That's what I find. My stats are showing that it's more accurate. It's even more accurate now than ever before. So, or I've developed the system, so it's getting more and more accurate because we're up against a different thing. But you know what? The system, the ideas, the patterns that show up, the filtering is simply future proof, in my opinion. Or I'll be able to make a method through the computer to enhance it to beat other computers. So PowerTarget trade will be always a step ahead of the. I use the technology. I will be able to use the technology to only advance the system. But it's all about time. This what's the biggest thing about the market? It's all about time. Everything's about time. It's all about the mastery of time. That's why it doesn't matter how sophisticated the systems are. Time is the only thing that is a constant. Everything is a time. It has to do with time, timing. That's all it is. And so it doesn't matter how fast the computers are calculating things, everything does take a certain time to make a proper movement. See? So there you go. Just to give you why I know. So I study time movements, and things that there's just doesn't matter. It just it 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 gives me a picture of what the market is thinking. So I know Apple is in a but the charts don't show what kind of chop zone Apple is, but mine does. Mine does. See, that's why guys like Thing will short things that they don't know that they don't know what they're seeing. They the charts that they look at, this old, it's not thinking in terms of the market. My way I think about what the market is saying, and I've designed something that tells me what the market is saying. And when people go against it, and or people with a lot of experience say something differently, I realize they don't see what I see, and that supercharges me more. That's why I'm very so confident in what I'm saying, because I have the experience and I see it every day with my eyes, what people cannot see. And you know, with my thing, people keep coming going to these. They coming and going. But that's the thing. Yeah, these live streams, like the people come and go, keep on going. So that's why I keep coming. I keep trying to run from here, but then something keeps me in it. Now I've done this live stream long. I can't believe it, 2.5 hours. I love to chat. It looks like. I'm going. I'm gonna. I'm gonna get off now. All right, people. I'm out.